What is happening, everyone? First video of 2023. So first thing, I want to wish you all the best for 2023. Now let's make sure that we make this our best training year that we've had so far. So I wanted to kick the year off with a banger of a video. Now again, I'm always getting questions. I always talk about, I receive questions on Twitter and things. Why am I not building muscle? I got asked a question about supplements. Is this supplement good? Is this going to help me build muscle? All that stuff doesn't matter. It got me thinking about what's the things that's stopping people from growing in the gym. Why you're not getting results. So I wanted to go over the five key areas that you need to look at, and you need to be honest with yourself when you're addressing the issue why you're not building any muscle. You need to look at all these, and I guarantee you're going to be falling short on one of these areas if you're not seeing the results that you want. Before you start trying to blame genetics and all this type of stuff, trying to blame your program or your coach or any of that shit, make sure all of this is in check. Alright, so first one, number one, let's kick it off with the big one, lack of training intensity. Now, what do I mean by intensity? I mean, how hard are you pushing during a set? Are you getting into that, the muscle building zone? I've talked about this many times. Are we taking our sets quite close to failure? You've heard me talk about it countless times within that 0 to 4 reps in reserve on average. A lot of research coming out saying you need to be in that 0 to 2 on average to actually put yourself in the best possible position to build muscle. This isn't a video about high intensity training, everything to failure versus a little bit 2 reps in the tank style training. This isn't a video talking about which is better. Again, that's a topic for another video, but you need to make sure that we're training hard enough. I've used this example many times. If we're doing a bench press, we do a set of 10 and we could have comfortably done a set of 16, 17 at a push with the gun to your head. That set is just a waste of time. So if you're doing that across the board for all of your training, how can you expect to grow? You're basically just going in the gym and wasting your time. You're going in, getting a little bit of a sweat on, and that's it. It's not effective training for actually getting bigger. So you need to make sure training intensity is on point. If you're not sure if your training intensity is on point, actually record your videos and you'll be able to see that your sets are slowing down. You want to see some, the momentary muscular failure creeping towards the end of a set. It should start to slow down. And again, if you're even more unsure, get yourself a coach. Go and hire a good coach and they will help you and make sure that you're training hard enough. Send videos to them, they can form check, all that type of stuff. That's what I'd recommend if you're unsure. So that's the first one, lack of training intensity. So number 2, terrible exercise selection. Now, this is a little bit more of a nuanced topic, but let's say someone's trying to grow their quads and all they're doing is just a leg extension and maybe a couple of shitty walking lunges and that's it, no training intensity. The exercise selection isn't the best. Not that there's anything against walking lunges or leg extensions, but if you're just going to try and build big legs off just those 2 exercises, you're probably shooting yourself in the foot. Again, let's take another example of poor exercise selection. Let's take someone who's trying to grow their quads and someone who's doing a low bar squat and they're letting their back and glutes take over all the time. The quads are not getting the best stimulus. They'd be better by using something like a high bar squat, a hack squat, a leg press. So can you see how your exercise selection, it really dictates putting yourself in the best possible position to build as much muscle as you can. Again, as I say, you're trying to build bigger quads. You want some big nasty exercises in there like your high bar squats, your hack squats, Smith machine squats, Smith machine Bulgarian split squats, your really nasty, gnarly exercises, and then you throw in your leg extensions as well. You're not just going to build the biggest legs possible with leg extensions. So think your exercise selection and actually go in there with the hard stuff. That's what you need to do. Okay, so make sure that's on point. Number 3, awful technique. Again, let's use our chest for an example now on bench press or any sort of chest press machine. Now, this goes in with training intensity and going to that point of failure, the last couple of reps where things really get tough. If your technique is absolute dog shit and as you're getting to the last couple of reps, your arse is coming off the bench and you're using all sorts of momentum and you're dropping the barbell into your chest like it's a fucking trampoline and you're bouncing it up. You're taking all the tension off the muscle and you're not getting out of the movements as much as we could do. So awful technique is like you could be training hard enough to a point, you know, have a decent exercise selection, but if your technique is just dog shit across the board, again, that's probably a good chance you aren't growing from that as much as you could. Now, people always like to mention this to me when we talk about awful technique. They like to mention bodybuilders like Branch Warren, Johnny Jackson. They're well known for using a lot of excessive momentum and you know if the training worked for them, but that's not to say that they could have got better results by training with a little bit better technique. Also, don't forget that these are high level bodybuilders, probably got some favourable genetics as well, on a ton of gear, a ton of whatever they're pumping. So, you know, for you as a natural lifter or someone who's just trying to get a little bit more jacked, can you get away with what they can? Probably not, you're not them. So don't use these outliers as an example to use shit technique, okay? So make sure your technique is on point. Again, if you're struggling with that, plenty of videos on YouTube of good technique, and again, failing that, hire a good coach who is going to help keep you on track with that, okay? That's number 3. Number 4, well, let's get into the nutrition side of things. Not enough food. Again, you could have all these 3 things. You could be training hard enough, have good exercise selection, and you could have good technique. But if you're not eating enough food, if you're not supplying enough raw materials to the body for growth and recover from training, again, you're pissing in the wind. So what do I mean by good nutrition? You know, at least feeding your body at maintenance, ideally in a slight surplus. You want to be, you know, 2 to 400 calories over your daily maintenance every single day. You want your protein to be at least a pound per gram of 1 gram per pound of body weight. So if you weigh 200 pounds, probably going to be in the region of 200 grams of protein a day. You probably could have a little less. You probably get away with 170, 180. But a good threshold is to go for the 1 gram per pound of body weight, making sure you're filling the remainder of your calories with fats and carbs, however you see fit. But you need to make sure that you're eating enough daily total calories and nutrients. You're supplying your body with the materials to recover from training, because that's ultimately how we grow. It's outside the gym. We go in the gym, that is the training stimulus for the body to recover and adapt. You're outside the gym, you rest, you eat your food, you supply the nutrients to the muscles to recover. If the nutrients are not there and the supply isn't there, how can your body get bigger and stronger? So I know it sounds pretty obvious, but then people are saying they can't build muscle and then they're eating like a fucking pigeon. Like, you've got to get serious with your food. I know it's like a broken record, but it's just people are fucking up. So make sure you eat enough daily food. And then that takes us into, you know, recovery is off for people. Now, all of this is tied in. Now, when I say recovery, you know, obviously the big thing that comes into mind is sleep. So making sure we're sleeping 7 to 9 hours. Again, you hear me say it all the time. It is like a broken record, but it's so important. But recovery is not just that. It's making sure your training is scheduled in, you know, in a proper manner. So your training plan is on point. You're not training muscles on back-to-back days. You have enough recovery in between sessions, and also you're taking a couple of rest days per week. I don't know anyone successful who is training extremely hard 7 days a week. You know, a lot of the best lifters and a lot of the best naturals that I know, they're going to be taking anywhere from 1 to 3 days rest. Obviously, there's going to be some anomalies out there, but you know, they're outliers. Most people that I've ever worked with and most people that I've seen, you're going to do well with 1 to 3 rest days a week. Again, if you train 4 days per week on an upper lower split, for example, you got 3 full rest days in a week. That's where you're going to grow, and you're going to be able to come back stronger and train harder in the gym. That's what it's all about. So I'd make sure all of this is in check before you start complaining about the stuff as I wrote here. Fix all this before complaining that your program doesn't work or you can't build muscle. You know, you've got to consistently make sure you have all of this on point. Doing this for a long time, and that's how you're going to get results. So it takes a bit of a gut check to be able to address these. It's very easy to blame other people and blame some bullshit. But if you actually take accountability If you're struggling to see results in the gym, if you go through all of these, go through all the checklist, and you're honest with yourself and you critique your training, that's how you're going to get better. Even me, at this level of advancement in the gym, been training for 12 years, every now and then I would reflect on some of the things that I've been doing. Am I doing all these things right? Am I fucking up anywhere? Because there's always room to get better. Now if that's coming from me, I know a lot of people, you know, with not the same experience, who are struggling to build muscle. A lot of people are going to be making a couple of these mistakes, so that's the intention, is, you know, to help get people on the right path so you're not fucking up and wasting your time and then scratching your head wondering why you're not getting anywhere. Alright, so again, thought to come out the new year with a bang with this video. It's going to help a lot of people, so let me know what you think. Any questions down below, as always, just let me know, and I will talk to you all in the next one.